Hey, Lori here. It starts with us, 7624. People of the Earth, do you hear me? Take some time this week to look into Agenda 21 2030 of the New World Order agendas. It is all bullshit. This climate situation here in this climate situation is all bullshit. Um, it will self-correct in a couple years. It's not a big deal, and we're already seeing answers to the problems all over the world being dealt with by individual countries. Um, so anyway, this climate situation is what they are using to pull in and bring in the new world order. And it's no joke. They've been at this since 1954 or before. And uh, they want to take all our rights away and put governing bodies with us. Tell us where we're going to live and forever, where we're going to live, and what best suits their needs, even though they'll say it's ours. Um, this is perhaps the biggest snake bite that the American people, for sure, and all people, I'm going to tell you, it's all people around the world, has taken from this elite group that runs this country, that runs the world. And I'm going to tell you now, they can't do it as long as you say, I do not consent. Then they have to back up because it's law. It's a binding contract with the higher beings in the universe. Now, whether you want to believe that or not, you still have rights because, by God, you exist. If you take breath, you have a right to take up space. And if you take breath, then by God, you have a right to stand up and say no. So I'm standing up and saying no. This is the craziest attempt to take over the world by the elite. You say you care about our freedoms? Check this out and look to find out who in our government is backing this. They need removed. Another good read is the book by William Cooper, Behold the Pale Horse. It was written in 1954. It is a dissertation on exactly how and when this all was to go down. Our children's futures are in our hands. Once this goes into effect, we will not be able to get out of it. I'll read a few lines of these changes from the Project 21 and Behold, Pale Horse. Okay, this is a summary of their agenda into 8 fundamental goals. Redefine American society by placing a greater value on a collective acting for the common good over an individual acting on self-interest. Well, we all see where that's going. Nobody can make their own money, make their own businesses, and, have any kind of individual rise up in anything. Number 2, govern how humans and nature interact by locking up open space into wilderness preserves and regulating our access. I firmly believe that that's a lie. I firmly believe that what they're going to do is come in and take all of our natural resources in those different parks and places and take it for their own greed. Number 3, from cradle to grave, determine where and how humans live to achieve the stated goals of social and environmental justice. Cradle to grave, huh? Number 4, control natural resources so all water, soil, minerals, fossil fuels, forests, and food are to be centrally managed. Wow. Is that why Bill Gates is buying all this farmland and getting into food now? Could be. restrict property rights or remove them altogether. So no more personal wells, no more rights to our own property. You know, if we have oil, I know we had oil on one of our farms, and we can't grow our own food even if we want to, not even as a community. This one you'll really love. Number 6. I found this one to be really interesting. And this is for all of you that have retired and you have your retirement plans and you have your money in the bank and savings and stuff. Listen to this. They want to redistribute wealth locally, nationally, and internationally to ensure global economics justice. They are not going to bring the rest of the world up to where we have been and where we're at. I mean, we've fallen quite a bit in the last 25 years. But bring us down even further, take our wealth. Probably won't take it from the elitists, but you know, they're going to take it from our country and us. Again, we got to pay for everything they want. These elites are nothing more than psychopaths, in my opinion. Number 7, change our founding Judeo-Christian values and redirect them toward a global civic, ethic, scientific-based secularism or deep ecology that deifies Earth as Gaia or Mother Earth. Number 1, I apologize to all the Christians out there because I didn't know you were being put down, okay, until I read this, so I apologize. But for the far right wing on Trump's agenda thing, listen, our country was based on religious freedom. This doesn't put down just Judeo-Christian, it puts down all religions. You have a right to worship any way you choose. Do we need more ethics and scientific-based secularism and deep ecology and respect Mother Earth as a deity? Yes. Yes, of course we do. But we don't want to give up our religious values. So anyway, you don't want to go to the far right extreme with this other thing. If you want Trump to win and the Republicans to take back the country like they say they are, there's some things in their agenda that has to be straightened out because right now it coincides with this one. And that's giving our country up to a world elite that have no business being in our country. Finally, turn our American children into global citizens so they will embrace and perpetuate the goals and principles of number 1 through 7. Children are the assumed change agents who will help to usher in the goals of Agenda 2030. I'm sure that's why we have a lot of autistic children. They've been dumbing down the whole world for about 20 years. I'm not saying autistic children are dumb. I'm sorry. That's for all children. But I understand and see why they're doing certain things, why certain things have been happening. And this group of elites are extremely capable of having patience and waiting for a moment to drive something home with us. And they did it. They did this. They call this World War III already, that we've been in it. And it's a silent war. It's a war of propaganda. It's a war of negative, dividing issues that they keep pushing on our, because look, they own all of our news stations and periodicals. They do. So they keep us going, divided, not liking each other. And they only slip a truth in here and there. And they do the same thing with conspiracy theorists. And just like they did our religions, they took those and only put one truth in each religion, and then maybe 2 in the bigger ones. So to get to the truth, you really got to study all of them. And now they want to eliminate all of them. And around the world, you can see where they're abolishing knowledge, libraries, and information, and they're trying to take it off the internet now. So anything from 2013 and back, it's real hard to find on the internet now. And the algorithms that they're using with AI really suck, and we all know that. And anyway, that's their desire. That's the summary of what they're up to. And I even read somewhere, I haven't found it yet, where they will discuss eliminating some of the population so that things can get better quicker, which would be all us old folks. Yeah, because we're the only ones left with the memory of what it was like for Hitler to be in charge, what it was like for Rome to be in charge. We've been through it all. We've been through everything. Anyone that's my age, 64, 65, and you know, back to maybe 40s. And some of us are 70s, in their 70s now, and 80s. Do not shortchange the old people in your family or friends, because they have the memories of what it's like to go through and fight for your rights. They want to give us less roads. They want to give us situations and communities that we live in where we could walk and get to anything we need in 15 minutes. And that is where you will stay for your life. You won't be going out to the redwoods and seeing them, or going to the Grand Canyon and seeing that, or to the Niagara Falls or anything. There will be no more traveling. And if they want to talk about cleaning up the environment, the last thing we would want to do is go to battery operated anything, because those batteries for our phones, the lithium and that, it is poison to the earth. And that's the other thing. In this country, in the United States of America, they have already started letting companies go into our national parks in certain areas and drill oil, and it's not even an American company, and start mining our lithium. This has to stop. Now, China is the one in getting the lithium, China company. And it's BP oil that's going for the oil. We have been shanghaied and given up for fucking pennies compared to what's going to happen by people in our own government. We need to look and research, but it's a lot of data. It's a lot of data to go through, but we need to all be doing this, even if we're doing it in groups, to find out who we need to remove from this government. And we need to get the Republicans to understand that, hey, we get what you're saying, but we're all paying a debt for this, not just Judeo-Christians. All religions are. We have to stop fighting for just one group. We have to start fighting for each other, because that's what's at stake here. So you got to wake up. When I said that they started this since 1954, they had a complete, they call it silent weapons for quiet wars. And they are using, let's see. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start with all this. It is just a nightmare, and we're in the seat of it, and we really, really, really need to get the book. I can't even get on that. Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. they had this planned out for and you wouldn't believe who's got diplomatic immunity. You have to read this book. I don't care what it takes and how many of you got to read it, but get it and get it now. I got it mine off of Amazon. And we do have a secret government, and this book is written by an ex-Air Force man who had top security clearance and got these as memos, or found them in a file that had been left over from something. And he decided to make it public because he thought if we could see what's happening, we could stop it. Well, it's a little late. I just want you to see that they've been planning it for a long, long time. Anyway, this is our planet, not theirs. This is our experience, not theirs. And we have rights. We have rights. So we got to use them. Tell them, no, we do not consent to the New World Order. We do not consent to the Climate Agenda 2030. We do not consent to any agendas at this point because none of us have been fully made aware of what it would incur. And remember, look at Agenda 2025. The Republicans need to update it and back off some of that crap. We need some of it. We have to get back to regulations because regulations is what kept them out of our country in the first place. Anyway, that's all I got today. Godspeed. God be with you. And we have to work together. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what economic field you're in. We, the people of Earth, can speak for our damn selves. See you later. Hey, Lori here. It starts with us, 7624.